for yoga. I really hope you can hear me. I don't have an external mic, and I won't be playing music because of licensing issues that would be on YouTube. So I will put a link to a Spotify music playlist if you'd like to use it. If not, you can just play your own music and enjoy yourself while you do that. So a few things before we get started in about this channel and who I am. So I am a very new yoga instructor. I have been practicing yoga on and off for about 20 years, but I am a new instructor. And so most of what happens here on the mat for me is my practice. So it's me trying to get better at certain poses, me trying to get better with my breath. And so I've thought, if I'm trying to do this, why not share it? And yoga for me has become something that is about my entire life, and how I show up here on the mat. But what is really big for me, and I don't want to call it a mission, but my want is to help people who are my age and older stay mobile into their 80s and 90s, because that's the key, staying mobile. You know, I've fallen and I can't get up used to be a really fun joke. It's not a joke anymore because I'm here. And I'm here and I'm watching people in their early 50s having trouble with mobility because we sit so much. And I just don't want to live my life to be immobile. So I have challenged myself to a few different poses in yoga that will help me with that. So one of my big ones right now is to stay in a Malasana squat for 15 minutes, which is the deep squat, feet on the ground. And that, in other cultures outside of North America, is actually considered a resting, not pose, but that's how people rest, that's how they eat dinner, that's how they go to the washroom. And so it's a really big thing for me, and also to be able to get up and down unassisted with my hands. So if that's good for you, then I hope you'll join me on this mobility quest as I learn with you. And the other thing is, you may be able to do some of the poses better than me, and that's okay. And if you're still working with other things and you're not doing the poses exactly like I am, that's okay too. In fact, that's perfect. My teacher says only intelligent people use props. So if you have a block, or if you have a bolster, or if you have anything that can support you, if you maybe can't get into a pose, please bring it. If you have a strap, I don't have a strap right now today, but I will have one. So anything that helps you to support you in your practice is great, because it's more important that your alignment is getting you into the places where you want to feel the pull and the stretch, versus you being out of alignment and you're not getting where you need to get to for the pose, and you're also going to possibly injure yourself. I will do my best to cue things even if I'm not doing them right. So even if I can't fully get into a pose, I will cue you so that if you have the ability or the flexibility in that particular body part that you can get into it, that I'll cue you to that as best I can, because I'm still learning the cues. I'm a big believer in a warm-up. So anytime you're working with me or anytime you come to a video, there will be a 10 to 15 minute warm-up. And most of these classes, because they are my personal practice, run about 45 minutes. So that's pretty much what you have to work with. If you can't hear this video, if it's not doing very well, as I move forward, I will get external mics and that kind of stuff. As I said, day one. So we're gonna just start on day one. And I actually like a bolster for the warm-up exercises. I can sit pretty easily in this pose. For some of you, it might be more difficult. Some of you might find that a hero's pose, which is on your knees or legs straight out, is better for you. If you've got your legs straight out, I want you to make sure that you're still got your core aligned and straight up. That's one of the biggest things in any posture that you're sitting in. So a bolster or a block can really help to lift the hips in this pose and allow you more space. So you can sit on a block. I'm going to sit on a bolster today. Just give me a second. So if you don't have a bolster, go ahead and roll up a blanket or pillow, it's fine. Especially if you have like a memory foam pillow, that's pretty much all a bolster is. So we'll get started with our warm-ups, and we're gonna do pelvic tilts. So just back and forth, really engage the pelvis. So when you're coming back, you wanna feel that, and when you're going forward, you might have some stretch in your back. And then circling the ribs. So if you can detach the ribs, sometimes if you hold your waist, you can feel that detachment a little bit better. And we're gonna go 3 times one way and 3 times the other. And just feeling your body. You know, I have a few crunchies going on in there. Coming to neutral spine and come up into the shoulders. So I'll invite you to come up and squeeze, 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 and drop. And squeeze, 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 and drop. One last time. And drop. Just notice how that feels in your body. That's one of the things about yoga, is we want to connect with our inner self. This isn't about what I can do, it's about what you can do. It's about what your body is feeling today. So roll our shoulders back, up, and around, and really back, up, and around. We want to get those shoulder blades almost touching. And then go the other way. Again, back, up, and around. And coming to neutral spine. This is the other thing that you will notice, is I am just learning rights and lefts and how that mirrors. So I'm going to say right and left. If that's not the exact direction you're going, then just keep that in mind. So I will say what I'm doing, and if it's opposite to what you're doing, I'm gonna have to figure out those camera things. But for right now, we're going to take our head and turn it to the right. Inhale over to the left and exhale. Inhale over to the right. Exhale. Inhale over to the left. Exhale. Inhale over to the right. And exhale. Inhale to the left. Exhale back to center. Now we're going to take our ear and head to the right shoulder. So try your best to keep your shoulders down as you do this. If you want more of a stretch, push down on the opposite side. So, ear to shoulder, up and over to the left side. Inhale over to the right side, exhale. Inhale up and over, exhale to the left. Inhale up and over, exhale to the right. One more time each side. Inhale over to the left. Sorry, this is the last one on the left side. And back to neutral. We're going to reach our chin to the sky and allow yourself to really feel that stretch, and then come down to our chest. You're almost wanting to block your windpipe off. You're not, but you want it to be that tight. So inhale, chin to sky. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, chin to sky. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, chin to sky. And exhale, chin to chest. Neutral spine. We're going to draw circles with our nose. If that feels uncomfortable for you to go all the way around, feel free to just make a happy face. So half a semicircle, or half a circle. So going 3 times one way and 3 times the other. And drawing the circle with the nose. Just keeps the alignment of your neck where it should be. Take your time here. You may feel some crunchiness going on in the neck, and that is normal. You're going to hold this head up all day long. And if you haven't already, go the other way. And you may feel something different this way. And when you're all done, coming to a neutral spine. We're going to do some sun breaths here. So we're going to inhale up. Bring the hands together. Really allow yourself to stretch up. Stay straight. And exhale down. See if you can't release. Inhale up. Stretch through the side body. And exhale down. Inhale up. Two more of those at your own pace. Side bending to the right side. So putting your hand wherever you can get into the bend. And if you want to come out further, that's fine. If you want to come down onto your elbow, that's fine. So side bending your left hand up over the right side. Feel that stretch coming right from the hip, but keeping your sits bones down. So don't lift that up to get further into the stretch. You want it to be as much stretch as you can while still keeping your bum on the bottom. And stretch there, turn your head up, turn your head down. And coming over, right hand over to the left side. Stretch, pulling that right up from the rib. Again, keeping the sits bones down. Looking up and looking down. Over to the right. We're going to go 2 more either side. You go at your own pace and where you want to bring your arms. Looking up and looking down before you head over to the other side. looking up, looking down. One more time on the right side. If you want to spread that out, can you spread it out and still keep the sits bones down? Looking up and looking down. Left side, again, can you spread a little further and still keep the sits bones down? Looking up and looking down. Coming all the way back up. Taking a pause to see if you feel any different than when we first started. And we're going to head into a twist. So lifting both arms with an inhale. Exhale, bring the left hand to the right knee and bring the right hand back. Without twerking, just allow your body to twist. With the inhale, rise up, and exhale, see if you can twist more into the body. Arms up. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. No twerking. Rising up on your inhale and twisting a little deeper on the exhale. Hands up to the right side. Hands up to the left side. Arms up to the right side. Lengthen on your inhale. Twist on your exhale. Arms up. And twist. Coming back to the seat, connecting with your breath, just taking a pause here. We're going to head into a tabletop position, so move your bolster out of the way. If your knees have some issues or problems, go ahead and lay a blanket down for underneath your knees. Again, intelligent people use props. So we are going to head into tabletop. Tabletop, open up your hands so that they're nice and wide, take up a lot of space on your mat. And you want to almost feel the inside of your palms heading down. It's called Hastabandha, so it's holding the ground, right? And your legs are underneath your hips, your shoulders, and your arms are under. So we're going to go into cat-cow. So inhaling, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, lift the belly, lift the back, dome the back. Inhale, drop the belly, look ahead. Feel that stretch in the lower back, feel that stretch in the mid-back. Exhale, coming into cat. Pushing away from the mat, doming the back. Inhale and exhale. Really feel where that's stretching for you. Back into neutral spine and begin pelvic
rolls. So just 3 times one way and 3 times the other. You want to feel that pelvic tilt. From here, we're going to lift our right arm up and circle 3 times with the wrist. One way, 3 times the other way. And now the shoulder, 3 times one way. Three times the other. Keep yourself in alignment. Keep the pressure into the top of the feet. Come back up, and we're going to thread the needle to the left. So bring the arm through the left-hand side, laying on your shoulder, your head, and you can stretch that arm out. If you have it in your body, you can bring your arm back. Whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Bringing your hand back in, helping yourself to push that up. Bring that up one more time and open up. And bring the right hand down. Moving to the left side, we're going to lift the left arm up and circle that 3 times one way, the wrist, and 3 times the other. And then shoulder 1, 2, 3, and around again. 1, 2, 3. Looking up, reaching up, bringing that down, and we're going to thread the needle through the other side. Bring your head to the ground. Arm out. If this is too much for you, then feel free to just stay in cat-cow and do the stretch there. 3 breaths here. Bringing your arm back for support, lifting up and making a big stretch up. Oh! Coming back down to tabletop.
1 cat and cow before we head up into down dog.
So with down dog, it is not necessary that your feet lay flat on the floor. Mine don't reach back. Lots of people don't reach back. It all depends on your body. But if they do, that's great. You're wanting to get your hands sinking right into the ground. Wide finger base. So you want a full wide finger. Toes in and peel the knees up. And you're in your down dog. Allow some stretching, moving, hip circles if you'd like, whatever works, and coming back down to the knees. And we're going to head up into a, forget the name, that's okay. Toes in, we're going to hover our knees. So we're going to hover our knees for 3 breaths. So lift, 1, 2, and 3. Feet back down. We're going to go again. Make sure you're pulling in your belly. I didn't do that last time. So pull in the belly as you come up into your hovering knees. Coming up again. This time, we'll count back from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. Good job. Heading back up into down dog. Peel all the way up. Push back. And we're going to come up to in between the feet at the front of the mat. So you can get there any way you want. You want to hop, step, big steps, little steps, whatever works for you. Heading up to the front of the mat to our feet. And coming into a forward fold. Really ragdoll your forward fold. Bend slightly in the knees. If you want to bend a lot more, you can bend fully in the knees. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Allow some relaxation here. Coming up to flat back. You're looking in front of you. So head is straight. Bend the knees and come up. Arms overhead. And down to mountain. And we're in mountain pose. So you want to lift your toes, set them back down, and be grounded in the mountain. If I was to come along and push you, you shouldn't fall over. You've got this stable mountain pose. And from here, we're going to lift up, arms overhead, left wrist grabs the right ankle, and we side bend over to the left. Right hand grabs the left. I think I said ankle, I meant wrist. And pulls over. Back up. Arms come down onto the back. If your hands can come up, that's great. If they need to be this way, that's fine too. It's one of those things you want to work towards just so that you can get that flexibility in your wrist. Push back on a back bend. Grab the bind with your hands and come down into a forward fold. Release the bind, half lift. Come down, hands beside your feet, and step back into down dog. From here, we're going to start a bit of a flow. And just so you know, my legs don't come up between my hands fully. Neither do multiple numbers of people's. So don't feel that you have to get there, but one day you just might get there. I think that for myself, so I'll think that for you. So we're going to go up into a three-legged dog, which just means bring your right leg up and bring it forward to between your hands, and we are in low lunge. So we're in a runner's lunge. From here, we're going to come up to a high lunge, bring your arms up. Turn, we're going to head into a warrior two. So front leg bent. The alignment for this cue is that the front heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. Feel the knife edge of the pinky toe. And we're here in warrior two. Looking forward, hands can be up or down. Coming forward, bending that leg, and back into reverse warrior. Forward, bending the leg, back into reverse warrior. Forward, bending the leg, warrior two, back into reverse warrior. Bending the leg, turning the back foot. We're back now in high lunge, and we will come down and surround the foot. We're going to take a twist. If you'd like to bend the back knee, like this, left hand on the floor, right hand goes up for a twist. You can lift that back leg or leave it lowered. Hand back down, lift the leg, Bring the right foot back up into three-legged dog and down. We're going to do a connecting vinyasa. So this first one we'll come down to our knees, down to the belly, lift up into cobra, and come back down. Come up into plank, and back into down dog. And we're going to do the same flow on the other side. So lifting the left, walking forward to the front of the mat. We're in forward fold. Come up to half lift, back straight, forward fold. Micro bend in the knees and come all the way up through mountain to high mountain, hands touching. Again, lift the toes and set them back down so you can really feel that connection with the earth. Grab the right wrist, bend over to the left side. Grab the left wrist and bend over to the right side. Back up. Arms to hands to the back. Back bend. Take the bind if you can. If not, it does not matter. Head down into forward fold. Keeping the bind or letting it go. Let the bind go. Come up into half lift. Hands down, step both feet back to down dog. Stay in down dog. Do some twists, pedal it out, and then we're going to lift the left leg and bring it through the arms if you can, and we're going to head into a low lunge. Get there how you can. Mine wasn't pretty, and I'm okay with that. Coming up into high lunge. Taking a breath here. Heading into warrior two. Again, remember your alignment cues. You want that front heel to be in line with the back arch. Warrior two, go forward on that knee. Come back. Straight leg into reverse warrior. Once again, forward, come back, forward, come back, forward, and back one more time. We're going to come back into that high lunge. So now we're going to twist the back foot. Keep that knee bent. Come into high lunge. Come back down. Again, you can drop the leg for the twist or you can leave it up. Put your right hand down. Lift your left arm for the twist. Bring that hand down. Swoop the back leg up into three-legged dog. And come back. Now for our connecting vinyasa, you can do what we did before, which was head to the knees, and then go to cobra. I'm going to go to plank, upward dog, back to plank, and we'll meet in downward dog. Whatever you choose, it's totally up to you. So I'm going to come into plank, drop my chest, come into upward dog, back to plank, back to downward dog. So we'll meet here in downward dog. And we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. The back of the mat. Allow yourself to forward fold. Hands come all the way up through mountain to high mountain. Arms down the side. Take a breath. And we're going to head into a malasana squat. And you get there however you need. If your squat stays high like a gym squat, that's fine. If you only get a little way down, if this is your squat, that's fine too. If you get further than me, that's fine too. This is me working on the squat. So we're going to do what's called a little kriya. So we're going to put our legs at the side as wide as you can and come down into your squat. As you can see, my feet come up still, but I can sit. So from the malasana squat, we'll put our hands down and come up into a forward fold. Down into the squat, sit up, hands down, up into a forward fold. Down into the squat. If you can sit straight, give it a whirl. If not, just be in the squat. Hands down and come up. We're going to do this 2 more times. Down, sit straight, straight as you can, and up. Forward fold, down, arms up, and come back up, release that. We're going to come down into the squat 1 more time, and we're going to stay there for twists. So again, if you can't make it down, if you're only in this squat, that's fine. You can twist your arms just like this. So when I'm doing a twist, you can do the twist too. You might be up higher, and that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to head down into the malasana squat as best I can. Get myself as straight as I can. Put my right hand down, left hand up, and twist. Left hand down, right hand up, and twist. Right hand down, left hand up, and twist. And 2 more, 1 on either side. Left up and right up. Coming back to our forward fold, and allow yourself to ragdoll in the forward fold. Maybe bend the knees. Coming up through mountain to high mountain, hands together. Coming down, hands to heart. We're going to step to the center of our mat. If you can do this, do it without looking. So just step to the center of the mat and move our mountain here. And we're going to lift up into high mountain. Take a breath and let go. 1 more breath. And let go. And we're going to step our feet out wide and turn our ankles, our heels in. And we're going to head into goddess pose. So that means we're going to track our legs down into a nice wide squat. And we're going to pulse here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more, come up. And we're going to go back into goddess and do twists again with our arms 3 on each side. So coming down into your goddess, wide pose. Side bend. Side bend over on the left and come back. Side bend over on the right. If you need to come up, but if not, push yourself to stay in this goddess pose. One more side bend on each side. And come up. And we're going to actually pulse down, but from here. So we'll pulse. Two more. Coming back up. Bringing our feet into a wide angle pose, lifting your arms and heading down like a waterfall into wide angle forward fold. Taking your hands where you can, leaving a micro bend in the knee. You can bring your arms back. Couple of breaths here, just allowing the body to fold. Take the right hand to the left ankle or just to the inside of the foot, whatever works. We're going to head into a twist. Right to left ankle, arm up. If this isn't in your body, you can put your hand down and twist this way. But if you can, give yourself a twist. Staying here. Bring that down, come into a forward fold again. Heading to the other side. You may feel differently on this side. You may be able to do more of a twist or less of a twist. Make sure you're breathing. And hands down. We'll heel toe ourselves together. Coming all the way up. Hands together at the heart. Stepping ourselves up to the middle of the mat. Coming down into a forward fold. Half lift. Hands back down on the ground, coming back to a down dog. Give yourself a big stretch here. Bring the knees down to the ground. In tabletop, coming up for another hover. So we're going to come up. Down, up, down. One more. Down. Gotta get a little bit of that core. A couple of pelvic tilts here. And we'll swing our legs to one side. Come to your bum. You can stay where you are at. And we will bring both legs out into a forward fold. So allow yourself to be as straight as possible. So you want to make this a stick. It's actually called stick pose. So make yourself nice and straight. Arms up. From this straightness, we're going to fold over. Not letting the head change from, we're just getting as far as we can get, straight as we can be. If you can grab your feet and fold in. If you can't, grab where you can. This is where if you had a strap, you would put the strap on so that you can get the full stretch out of those hamstrings. Coming back up, hands to the side, bringing in your right leg to the side of the inner thigh and holding it. We're going to head into a twist with the left arm holding the right leg. If you can get this into a full bind, have at her. I can't. And we'll give a full twist here. Coming back, holding that leg, just so you know what it feels like to be close to you. Then letting it go, but we're going to counter twist on this side and come all the way down. See if you can feel that in your back, lower back, upper back. Coming back up. Bringing that leg into the inner thigh. And we're going to head forward again as a stick over to the foot, wherever you can reach. And if it's here, that's fine. And then fold in. Again, you had a bolster, you could put a bolster here, or a strap that would bring you closer. This is actually called head to knee pose. So if you want that feeling, you can lift the knee, put your head down, and that's another way to do it. And coming back up, we'll switch legs. So bringing this leg up and holding it here, getting yourself nice and straight. With your right arm on your left leg, you're going to do a twist. If that can come up into here, I can't do it, but if you can come up into there, go right ahead and do that twist. Coming back to center, we're going to head over into our counter twist, but feel that tightness, so you want to keep that leg here, right? You don't want it splaying out over here. You want to counter twist, feel that in your back, lower back, upper back. Coming forward and moving that leg to the center of your thigh. Once again, pulling up and down. Like I said, you have a strap, go ahead and use it here. Don't fold in on yourself too early. You want to really feel that stretch from being straight. When you're ready, you can fold in. If you want, you can bring your knee up to your head or a block and lifting up. Arms down, bringing your legs together into cobbler, butterfly, Baddha Konasana is what it's called. It's called a bound angle pose. So we can grab here, you can butterfly the legs just to get that extra stretch. Breathing, staying up. If you'd like to add a little more stretch, you can come forward. Don't round yet. Come forward first, and then round. And if you can come forward more, that's great. Closing the legs. We're going to turn on to our back. So coming down very, very slowly. One vertebrae at a time. Arms out. Actually, arms by your side. We're going to come into a bridge. So a bridge is lifting your hips as high as you can. So we're going to curl up from the base. So imagine that you have a grape in the small of your back and you're squishing it. So you're rocking that pelvis so that you can squish that grape. Rocking it, going back. And after you rock it, we're going to lift up into a bridge. And pulse here. 1. Just keep pulsing. Last one, and coming back down. Bringing your legs up to a 90 degree and allowing the legs to fall over to the right side. Arms in a T shape, and you can turn your head to the left side. What's important here is that you're keeping your shoulders down. So don't twist so far that your shoulders come up off the ground. So make a smaller twist and bring your shoulders down. If you want more of a twist, you can hold on to that top leg and bring it in. Again, making sure your shoulders are still on the ground. Breathe. And coming back to 90 degrees and falling over to the left. Again, adjusting the twist so that your shoulder stays on the ground. You want to look over your right side, you can. And if you want to pull more into the stretch by holding onto the top leg, go right ahead. Every exhale, allowing your body to fall more into the twist. And coming back in. And we're going to bring our legs to happy baby. And if that's not reachable for you, go right ahead and do half happy baby. So that's just grabbing the one leg. But if happy baby is in your body, go ahead and grab happy baby and, roll around like a happy baby. Continue the happy baby while I get a prop. Now if you keep rolling around in happy baby and I'll chat. For this next pose, it's called waterfall. And we'll do that before we head into Shavasana. If you have a block or a bolster or even like a roller that you roll your legs out on or whatever for the fascia, you can use that. Or if you have a wall, you can put your legs up the wall. So either one works. I'm going to use a block today. And even if you have a stiff pillow, that would work as well. So you're all in happy baby. Coming out of happy baby, come into a bridge pose. And we're going to lift our hips up out of the bridge and put a support, I have a block, right under your sacrum. So your sacrum is basically the back of your hips. It's the lowest part of your spine and it's all seized together. So it's that above your tailbone, so sort of above your butt and below your waist. And from here, and if this doesn't work and you're on the floor to do a waterfall on a wall, that's fine too. Bring your legs up into 90 degrees and then bring your legs straight up. And this is called waterfall. Allow yourself to relax into the pose. We're going to stay here for a couple minutes. Allow your legs to just waterfall. If you'd like, You can move your legs around, but it's also beautiful to just stay in stillness. Breathe. Allow yourself this moment to let everything go. If it's in your body and you would like to, you could bring your body up over into plow or shoulder stand. Plow was something that I was working on. I have achieved it, but I still like waterfall. But plow gives you more of an inversion. So if you would prefer to go into plow, feel free, or legs up below. Now coming out of this, you want to be very mindful. So bending the legs and then bringing the legs to the ground. Lift out of your supported bridge and come back down to the floor. If you want to put a pillow under your head or a blanket under your head, we're going to head into Shavasana. So legs straight out. If there's any moves that your body feels like it wants to do before you come to Shavasana, feel free. So, connecting with your breath, Shavasana in yoga is considered the most important pose. Because after all of the work that you've done with your body, it's now giving your body the time to acclimate everything that you've done. Where you've stretched, where you've moved. So even though our culture wants us to stop resting, rest is an important part of how we actually can live our lives. So though it looks like the body is doing nothing right now, that's a training that we have received. Cultural norm. This is somehow not important. So I'll invite you to stay present, stay focused on your breath. You saw the time frame on the video and decided that you had enough time to do this. And that time frame included the rest. Whatever it is you need to do after this will still be there. Give yourself these few minutes. To your heart, or your hands to your belly. Take your right hand and sweep across your left arm, letting yourself know that you love yourself. Bring your left arm over your right arm and tell yourself that you love yourself. Touch yourself the way that you would want to be touched. Put your hands over your belly
and give love to all of those beautiful organs doing the job that they're meant to do. Your hands back on your heart. Whatever way you would like to get up into a seated spot, I will meet you there. If you'd like to turn to your side in a fetal position first, that's your choice. If that doesn't work for you, that's fine. Come up slowly with intention. Come up like you love yourself. When you're in your seated position, take both hands and rub the opposite legs or the same legs. And give that love to those legs that allowed you to just do this practice for yourself. Thank you for joining me on my very first class. I like to end the practice with an Om Shanti. And I forgot to open the practice with an Om. So normally I will open the practice with an Om just to set the intention for the day. Om.